Hello, my name is Allison Carmen, and welcome to my podcast, 10 Minutes to Less Suffering. Today I want to talk to you about whether it's possible to feel peaceful in the middle of a pandemic. As much as I would like to tell everyone that I have been peaceful every moment of the day since this pandemic started, that would not be true. This is such a new experience for all of us, and there are so many challenges that I think for many of us it feels like an emotional roller coaster. For me, I could spend hours feeling this deep inner peace, and then I could turn on the news and see how many people died in New York State one day. And then my sadness and my grief overtake me, and I no longer feel peaceful. I could have a challenging client or a new situation. I also have so many things in my apartment that seem to be breaking. Some things I could fix and some things I can't. But I watch my peace come and go. And sometimes I just watch the experience and allow myself to go on the roller coaster ride. And other times I'm able to bring myself back to center because I start to examine the thoughts and the emotions that take my peace away. And ultimately, that's the best we can do, is we could keep examining what we're feeling and start to understand the things that take us from our center. I've actually had more moments of deep peace during the pandemic than I ever have had in my life. And it's not that my outside world is easier. In fact, it's more challenging on so many levels. But I think the slowing down has enabled me to examine more what I lose my peace to. And then have the choice to bring it back, to let it go, to surrender, to see that I have a choice to stay free within myself. To see that sometimes we can choose peace by redirecting ourselves back to ourselves. Because if we think about it, we lose our peace often when we don't feel safe and we don't feel secure. But all of us are seeing now that the outside world is going to constantly bring new things to us that will challenge that thought that something on the outside is going to make us feel that security. Yes, there's a reality if you have money in your bank account to pay your mortgage. You have money to buy food. But whether or not you're going to be okay, if we keep looking for the outside world to send that signal to us, it's going to be hard to stay grounded and find that peace. So when the dialogue goes within, and the thought is, I trust that I will be okay no matter what, then we're giving ourselves stability and security. And then we could live with that peaceful feeling that we have what we need to weather the storm. Even if you're facing a difficult time, if you trust that you will figure it out, it's going to be a more peaceful experience. So you're not letting the fear of the unknown and the lack of safety of the outside world take your peace. Because I know the most peaceful I've ever felt in my life is when I believe in me and I feel safety within me. And I know when I feel the least peaceful is when I'm looking for the outside world to make me feel safe inside. And it's not like we don't have to act. Of course we have to act. We need food, we need money, we need a job. When we really lose our peace is that we don't believe that we could have those things. But when we center ourselves, when we believe in ourselves, that's the first step towards change. And then the second piece is start to recognize the thoughts that steal your peace. Sometimes it's a relationship that we have. We want to prove to somebody that we're right. We want them to see it our way. Things we can't control. Do we want to keep giving our peace to that? Worrying about the future of our job, how the pandemic is going to play out. None of us could possibly know in this moment what will be. So do we want to keep giving our peace away to that? Is there a way to stay present, to do your best every day? If you're getting unemployment, use it to pay for your expenses and keep applying for new jobs. Or making the decision that you need to wait a while. Accept that and find peace. And trust within yourself that you will find your way. Many people are calling me up and they're so worried about the future for their children. Some of my friends had their children's graduations in their backyard. A lot of my friends have had their children move back home. And when I ask them, are they happy to be with their children for this period of time? And of course, there's some fighting and some upsets, but overall they feel peaceful for their families to be reunited. But then they start to worry, how will my child get a job? How will my child get back to work? How will they get back to college? These are thoughts that are stealing my friend's peace. Not only is there nothing they can do about it, but a lot of their children are of an age where they're really going to have to make the decision. And yes, as a parent, we worry about our children. But if they're healthy and they're well and everyone's together, that's a moment that could be very joyful and peaceful. And I talk a lot about the idea of maybe and how uncertainty is filled with hope. Because if we don't know what's going to happen next, that means good things could happen too. So what a beautiful time to be so grateful for the moment and realize uncertainty is our best friend, because if we want our lives to change, it has to happen in the unknown. And move our thoughts away from the future and the worry and come back to the peace of the moment. And I guess that's what I'm saying. Yes, during a pandemic, there are moments of joy and moments of peace. And it's okay that it's not all the time, and it's okay it's a roller coaster ride of emotions. I meditate, I do yoga, I eat well, I do all these things. But I'm also sitting in the middle of New York City during a pandemic. And my 2 daughters are living with me, and they're having issues, and my clients are having issues, and I'm having issues. But I do my best to watch my thoughts and let go when I can, and enjoy when I can, and center myself when I can, and be present when I can to the moment in front of me. I still haven't found a way to be peaceful when I'm trying to fix my cable TV, which I've not been able to do. But at least I'm able to laugh at myself and find a way over time to walk myself back to a more peaceful state. And I find when I feel peaceful, I'm very present. I'm available to the moment in front of me. I'm hopeful. I know life has maybe. I welcome uncertainty. And I feel so grateful for every blessing in my life. And I know when I don't feel peaceful, I'm fighting with something. I'm fighting with reality. I'm fighting with what is. Sometimes I'm grieving losses and feeling sorry for the pain that so many people are feeling. And sometimes I need to feel that. But again, sometimes it's a choice. Sometimes we have a choice to bring ourselves back and to let go of what we're thinking about and let go of what's giving us pain. A lot of that pain is thinking about the future, worrying about the future, writing a story how life should have been. There's a lot of things that we could let go of, even during difficult times. And there are often things in front of us that are peaceful and loving and beautiful and wonderful, no matter what we're facing in life. So yes, during a pandemic, you can find peace. Maybe not all the time, but you could find very sacred, precious moments with yourself, with a cup of coffee, with your family, with your friends, maybe with the cable box. But there is a place for peace. And as we start to live in that place more and more, we're going to be more clear-minded, more creative. We're going to see more possibilities around us. And we're going to start to live our lives more from a sacred space. And we're going to create a path for ourselves to always get back to that place. Because nothing feels better than finding a place within where we are not in conflict with what's happening in our lives. Even if we don't like it, we're at peace with it. And that's when we really get to feel the depth of life when it's happening. And the deepest love and the deepest appreciation for everything that's around us and everything that we dream of and everything that we still want. There is no better feeling than peace within ourselves. And as we all cultivate more and more of that peace, we will act from that place. And hopefully over time, we will all be more loving and create a more peaceful society, or just create solutions for all the things that we face. Even during a pandemic, there's a place for peace. There's a place for hope. There's a place for all of us to begin again and thrive. You have what it takes to weather this storm. You have what it takes to find peaceful moments. You have what it takes to remain hopeful and resilient, and to always remember that maybe the best is yet to come. Thank you for listening to this podcast today. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you could email me at allison@allisoncarmen.com. If you'd like to buy my book, The Gift of Maybe, it's available at all major bookstores and online retailers. And if you like this podcast, you could subscribe and leave a comment.